Absolutely. Do you want me to just start from the start? Yeah?
How you doing?
Well, I mean, I have a bit of a different style to just what am I doing, but slip, slop, slap. You're probably told that quite a bit to stay sun smart. So in Australia, it's very, very important that we wear sunscreen when we go outside. But what if at the end of the day you rubbed off the sunscreen and you had a rash underneath? So that's exactly what happened to me. So I realized that I had an allergy to particular sunscreens, and as someone who studies the immune system, I wanted to know why. And I'm not alone. About 3% of people around the world have allergies to sunscreens. So as someone who studies the immune system, I study T cells, which are special immune cells that are like security guards. They patrol the body to determine whether the molecules in your cells are self or non-self. And if they detect things that are non-self, like bits of bacteria or invading viruses, then they'll be activated and they attack. And so that's a really good thing. If they're fighting viruses and bacteria, they'll sound the alarm for the rest of the immune system to really generate a good fight. But sometimes the T cells can start fighting things that are usually quite harmless, and that's what causes allergies. So the specific type of T cell that I study are called CAT cells, and they recognize oils and and fats. And so they're like constantly patrolling to work out whether the oils and the fats that they see should be in you or not. And you have lots and lots of CAT cells in your skin, and we've got lots of oils in our skin too. Sometimes I feel like I have too much oil in my skin, and that's fine because that's supposed to be there. But if you think about it, we put so many oils in our skin in the form of skincare products. And so during my PhD, I realized that I had that allergy to sunscreen, and unlike a normal person who just would have never used a sunscreen again, I wanted to know what was going on. And so I asked the company, what are the ingredients in your sunscreens? And so I compared all the ingredients for sunscreens I'd used before versus this new sunscreen, and it turns out that there was an oil in it, in that new sunscreen, that had the right kind of shape to trigger the very immune cells that I work on, those CAT cells. So what a coincidence. And it was $5 to get a bottle of it from Amazon, so I did, and I whacked it in an experiment, and then they did indeed trigger CAT cells. So they activated CAT cells, and the CAT cells were trying to fight. And so that led to this whole exploration of what is it in sunscreens and skincare products that cause these allergies. And so it turns out that there are oils in sunscreen, just like that get into our skin when we put it on. And in some people that triggers an allergy. So I'm trying to learn and expand that a little bit to not just be on sunscreens, but other skincare products and medicines that have oils, and work out how are they causing allergies and how can we stop them? Because no one should have to suffer for trying to just put on sunscreen. Yeah, and I've got a little bit of a song to sum it up if you'd like to hear it. I'm hoping that I remember the words. I feel like my helper might need to like hold the words just in case. Thank you. We'll see. We'll see how I go. Okay. CAT cells attack when they see something off. They call on immune cells for the immune response to kick off. CAT cells recognize an oil in sunscreen. In some people it causes an allergy if it's seen. Because CAT cells are in the skin and always on the lookout. If oil should be there, then it's fine, but if not, then they'll shout. CAT cells attack when they see something off. They call on immune cells for the immune response to kick off. CAT cells call on other immune cells to join the fight. Because if you're infected, they're trying to put it right. But CAT cells can also recognize a harmless sunscreen oil. And if you're like me, then a nice beach trip it might spoil. CAT cells attack when they see something off. They call on immune cells for the immune response to kick off. Thank you.